if we've learned anything from Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene, especially since they're no longer, technically in Congress anymore, you find out who is really in it for the right reasons. Because the one thing we've learned for years and years that we've been doing this is that almost everybody who's on Capitol Hill is in it for a career. They do not have anything to fall back on. They're not skilled people who could go into the private sector and do something useful. Marjorie Taylor Greene lives very close to where Jen is and runs a family business, and she has no intentions of going back to Capitol Hill, at least as far as I know. And if she does, it would only be in a legislative capacity. She is not going to K Street to lobby for some big pharma, big oil, or pro-Israel organization. But she's especially not going there to lobby on behalf of the military-industrial complex.
We'll make sure that whoever replaces Lindsey Graham is 100% dedicated to the American war economy. And it's the American war economy that we have to defeat, Cenk. That is one of the biggest things that I don't care how you vote, left, right, middle, in between, or you're sick of voting. That is the number one problem that we have to rip by the root out of both parties and out of Washington, D.C.
Why can she say that, but nobody who is supposedly progressive gets up there and says the same thing? Why does it have to be somebody who's on the conservative libertarian side of politics? Granted, she's not there, so she has a lot more leeway, but she is basically blowing the entire lid off of this. You see, she understood what was ahead of her. She probably came to terms very early on that she could not, in good faith, no matter what. This is why so many of these people are psychopaths. Marjorie Taylor Greene is loony. There's no question about it, but she's not a psychopath. And when she saw what was going on in Gaza within the first few days, she probably said, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this.
Guys, we don't know where he is. He confirmed with us this afternoon. We are not sure where Elon is. It's no fault of ours, but we'll keep you posted.
We're working on it. We're still trying to get him in here. That's why we had to move on and do another segment.
It happens.
It does.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. It's not the first time. Won't be the last. And Marjorie is absolutely correct. And I can appreciate that. And that's why. Why is it so important that people get forceful and make these statements to step up and prove that you are actually America? It's not even about being America first. It's about actually supporting your countrymen and supporting your country that is going to hell. We are going to hell. And this is one of the reasons why we're going to hell.
שיש לא רק במשרד התובע, אלא ב-ICC כולו. אני שוחחתי עם מזכיר המדינה מרקו רוביו אמש, ושוב הוא חזר באוזניי על הכוונה של ארצות הברית לפעול בתקיפות נגד הארגון הזה שמסכן את הצדק בעולם ומסכן גם את הזכות של מדינה.
I want you to get this fuck where he breathes. I want you to find this Nancy boy Elliot Ness. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground. I want to go to the middle of the night. I want to piss on his head.
This fuck is sitting in wherever he is, Tel Aviv, who fucking knows where he is.
I don't think so.
From his bunker, wherever he's hiding. But the point is this: he is making a statement that not only does he agree with the United States government led by Marco Rubio, that not only should they dismantle the International Criminal Court, but that is the organization that is endangering justice around the world. And there are people in this country who support him.
Very few.
Now, I really wish Alan was here, and hopefully we'll get here, because there is something that he has mentioned at great length, which I very much appreciate. Fact of the matter is, one of the reasons why FDR is one of the greatest presidents we ever had is because the people at the head of the government for many generations, they agree with Nazism. They agree with Zionism. Why do you think in the years after FDR and into the years of Truman, LBJ, That's why Kennedy was so unique when he got in, because remember, it was former Nazis that the US intelligence agencies were hiring to fight the Cold War against Russia. Or do we forget that part? We weren't hiring Soviet expats here in the United States to deal with Russia. No, we were hiring Nazi war criminals to come work for us. And that's why when we ask ourselves, how does this happen? How do we get stuck with this shitbag who basically runs our country? There's why. Again, revolution or bust. That's why we keep saying it.
מדינות דמוקרטיות, מדינות ריבוניות, להפעיל את הריבונות שלהם, ובעצם מנסה לשעבד את ביטחונם להחלטות של פקידות מושחתת בהאג.
Be careful, Jen. He might actually call the cops on you. We're very threatening here. Rothbone will come on here soon enough. We'll make it happen.
Rachel, please reach out to Andrew when you get a minute.
Real Bays, we're going to be setting up a chat soon, brother. Thanks for checking in. And here is an example. If you really want to see the danger of what happens when you just allow unchecked Zionist bullshit, whether you like Zoran or not, let me assure you, the Zionists are doing everything they can to try to get this guy assassinated.
Jewish New Yorkers who feel you're fueling anti-Semitism.
Free NYC!
Jewish New Yorkers rallied on the Upper West Side Sunday against anti-Semitism and hate.
It's important to come here today in order to show that we will not be silenced.
Nobody is silencing that guy, Jen.
I want to know if around this thing there were any anti-protesters of like Jewish Voice for Peace and those people. Okay.
You'll see.
This comes days after a Jewish man and an Asian man were stabbed in the neighborhood. 51-year-old Raul Morales has been arraigned on 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder as a hate crime, among other charges.
Yeah, he looks right in the head.
Very right.
Oh, he looks right in the head. Uh-huh. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Protesters here railed against Mayor Mamdani and a video he released earlier this week in which the mayor conceded that he does not have the authority to arrest Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, calling instead on the federal government to arrest him.
Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City.
That is an insightful video inciting violence.
I want to punch you in the face, Lizzie. I do. I do. And I am not a violent person, but I look at her and it's infuriating. Sorry.
If you're giving the microphone to somebody like her, you've already discredited any effort you think you're making as a just cause. But we all know it's all bullshit. There's no just cause here. Lizzie Savetsky is one of the most spoiled Jap brats I've ever seen. This is
very, very representative of like the people where I grew up. It is. It's unfortunate, but it is.
How about the freaking crime that she got away with when she went up to Spike Lee's mailbox? Filmed where he lived. Basically.
She incites violence by making people want to be violent against her. I agree. It's its own kind of violence incitement.
But I am convinced that that's what Zionists do. This is the whole concept. This is why I've constantly tried to tell people, you have to be able to you have to make the distinction between the two. If you do not make the distinction, people like Savetsky get all the fuel that they want. When you say it's the Jews, even if you think it is, and even if you think we have a Jewish problem, which in some respects we do, don't get me wrong. However, if you are trying to deal with this problem, you are only helping them by making it that way. They're looking for anything that they can use. Anything. Because they know they're on borrowed time.
People like her are creating anti-Semitism because they're so despicable and just so abhorrent. And they walk around parading that it's based on their Judaism. Yep. So that is completely fostering anti-Semitism. Oh, in addition to the Holocaust that's happening. Yes.
Continue.
You, Mamdani, are throwing gasoline on the fire, pitting one community against the other.
I asked the mayor about this.
What do you say to Jewish New Yorkers who feel you're fueling anti-Semitism?
I would say first and foremost is there's no tolerance for anti-Semitism in this city. We have to root out anti-Semitism from across the 5 boroughs, and that's because this is a city that is one that has no room for hate or bigotry of any kind. And when we make criticisms of a nation state or policies, we have to remember that those are criticisms of exactly that. Never of a people, never of a faith.
The rally was met with counter-protesters defending the mayor.
They're against Jews because of what the Zionists are doing, and they think that the Jews are responsible. He is doing a job to clarify that it's not Judaism. He is doing the Jews a favor.
Thank you, Rabbi Learned Sir.
He's doing them a big favor.
Well, if only his voice was loud enough to be really going against what's going on right now everywhere. But yes.
Well, this also gets back to the whole concept of class. You have to remember, whether this is on a Sunday or even a weekday, it wouldn't matter because the overwhelming majority of the people that are there protesting are affluent. They can afford to do this.
Right. Nary, let me tell you something, nary a working class Jew there.
Bingo.
The latest NYPD data shows about a 2% increase in anti-Jewish hate crimes citywide so far this year compared to last.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they made it sound like there was like a 600% increase.
And here's the thing, it's this self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like there are going to be increased Jewish hate crimes because people like you incite violence people want to hurt you. Even when non-violent people want to hurt you, there's no telling what the regular people and violent people want to do, right? Like you're tempting fate.
The Justice Department says its Civil Rights Division is investigating this double stabbing along with the NYPD. Both victims are expected to survive, and the suspect is being held without bail.
Don't worry, they'll find a manifesto. They'll find something. Anything.
Well, aren't they? Is this? I think I might be getting different news stories confused. This is the one. Are they blaming this one on a Muslim man?
No, he's Puerto Rican, I believe.
Okay, Puerto Rican. Okay, then I'm thinking of something else. There was something else that I saw recently that I'm like, oh, that's a nice false flag.
Well, Josie says his name is Rabbi Dove
Dove
Feldman. Yeah.
Dove Feldman. Yeah.
Let me tell you something, guys.
Thank you.
One of my favorite guests that we've had on the live stream is Rabbi Brant Rosen. I think he's great.
Yeah, I'd love to get him back. I think we've reached out. I don't know if he's just like not doing that now.
He's actually in St. Louis right now helping out Cori Bush. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah. Cori Bush is someone we support, and she's running in the Democratic Party, and she's likely to get her seat back from Wesley Bell. After all that fucking money that they had to toss in there to get him out, and now they have to do it again.
I will say, Cori is decent people. She is. Cori's good people.